In a really exciting update, between finishing that opening song and this demo video, Fibenare built a replica of my favourite #1 blue guitar, and it's out here at the NAMM show where I currently am. Fibenare have got some amazing guitars here as usual, but yeah, I just wanted to say that the guitar, if you fancied and getting one just like it, is available at Angel City Guitars. I'll link in the description, and so there's now 2 of them, which is awesome.
Hey everyone, David FBB here. Welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing really well, or at least considerably better than I am. Still got this nerve and neck pain issue. I found the only thing that eases the nerve pain is like heat. So my wife Sarah got me this water bottle sling to go around my neck, and I've kind of been living in it. So what I thought I'd do for this video is to kind of go into the story behind what's become my #1 solid body guitar. And actually the reason this video is possible is because I found that intro track jam on a hard drive recently in a box from when we'd moved house several years ago. When I discovered that the other day, I thought it would be ideal material to kind of put together for a video while my arm is putting me out of playing action. So this is my Fibenare Roadmaster FBBC. The FB stands for Fastback, as this has its origins in their Superstrat FB Fastback line. The BB is my initials for David BB, and then the C is Classic, as in it's obviously based off of a more classic S-type 3-single coil Strat design. Over the last 4 years, this guitar has become my #1 go-to solid body electric. I've used it extensively on all of the solo app and all the video material. I've traveled internationally with it, I've gigged it heavily, and it really is the guitar I kind of feel most comfortable with. So I'll talk you through the specs and some of the thinking in the design and build process. We have a solid, lightweight, older body. The whole guitar clocks in at around 7.5 pounds, and it has the new contours, so this is a new body design for Fibenare. It kind of looks like a classic Strat, but it's slightly smaller, slightly thinner, and a little bit, the contours are slightly different. It sits and balances well on the lap, feels good under the forearm. One-piece maple neck with a vintage tint, and nothing too crazy there on the back in terms of figuring or flame, but it's pretty, nicely understated, I think. We've got the fat fib headstock, so we redesigned the traditional Roadmaster headstock to be a little bit more fatter here. I did this for a few reasons. One was because I was using clip-on tuners a lot at the time, and on the kind of thinner T-type heads, kind of came off a bit too easily. So for that reason, and then also just aesthetically is just a bit more pleasing to me on this type of design. And it has a really nice dark chocolatey Power Faro fretboard. And Power Faro can sometimes be a little light, but this is gorgeous, and it's actually a lot darker than most modern rosewood fretboards, to be honest. We've got 9-inch to 12-inch compound radius, 22 stainless steel medio jumbo frets. Got a bone nut, which is unusual for Fibenare. They traditionally use a brass nut, but this one's got bone. It's got clay dots. We also have the 6-screw vintage Fibenare machine trem. Fibenare machine all their own hardware, so I've watched them do this in person at the workshop. It's pretty incredible, but they built the trem. It's very stable, floats nice. Fibenare also design and hand wind all their own pickups. So what I wanted for this guitar was like an early 60s kind of Strat single coils for the neck and middle, and a more overwound, hotter bridge. Right now the wiring goes, we have standard volume tone, and then it's modern wired, so the second tone is wired to the bridge. Off-white pickguard and age-white plastics, and then the finish is what I call Lake Garda blue, which is a bit of tongue-in-cheek on Lake Placid blue. I've always loved Lake Placid blue and the way it ages and greens and all the variations you get on that. And I got married on Lake Garda in Italy to my wife Sarah, and so yeah, we called it Lake Garda blue. This is a very thin classic nitro finish with some light relicking. It was stuck in the freezer and cracked and checked, as you'll see on some of the close-ups. A little bit of light aging and relicking, and then I've put on a ton more aging in the 4 years that I've owned it. And then the only thing that Fibenare don't hand make themselves are the tuners. So these are Goto rear locking tuners with the lower mass wheels. I'd really like the Goto ones that are top loading and locking, but they're a little bit difficult to change on the fly on a gig if you break a string. The big wheels on the back are a little bit heavy, but these ones are kind of the nice compromise, these kind of low mass, smaller rear wheel locking Gotos. They're super reliable and hold the tuning incredibly well, and really, really like them. But everything else Fibenare make themselves. As I said, the pickups, all the hardware, they even make their own hard case. Probably should have said at the top that I guess technically this is a sponsored video in that the guitar was provided to me as an artist model and we worked on it collaboration together. So I'll check that box at the top, so that's all legit. But it really is an honor to have done that, to have worked so closely and have that relationship with Fibenare, such incredible builders to make make these dream instruments. One of those things where the sum of all these little changes is greater than any one individual change, and this end result is something that's really, really cool. It goes beyond just my initial brief of wanting like a wedding band function guitar to stand in the background with, and it's become, you know, the one that feels comfortable for almost everything. Forgot to mention earlier the neck carving profile. We absolutely got bang on this. It's slightly flatter on the back, so it's relatively slim, not super skinny at all, but it's got that kind of slightly flatter part to it where you can get that thumb placement just perfect for kind of back of the neck, good healthy technique legato playing. And overall, it was just a really great experience as well. So mid-2019, I went over to Budapest a couple of times for some hands-on drawing attempts and just chatting and like getting some kind of time in the workshop as it was being built, really feel like a part of it. And you can see now the kind of BB body template that they've got and the headstock template and things, and all that's a real honor, and the guitar has now become part of the lineup, and I think Chubba now is convinced that this is something to add into their arsenal of axes. So I'll drop in some B-roll, and I'm not going to do any more playing today because I think I've got to rest it up. But I hope you enjoyed the opening track. I might do a video where I talk about that track itself and how to play over it and stuff, because I think it's a nice thing, a nice vibe. And yeah, I'm going to wind this one down. So thanks very much for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, if you like the guitar, let me know what you think in the comments. Leave it a like. Maybe think about subscribing and ringing that bell. If you want to support me further, you could check out the app Solo. I've got lessons you can download over on my website at davidbb.com, and I co-host the Guitar Hour podcast. All those links are in the description below. And of course, do check out Fibenare guitars. I will link to them as well. And until the next video, thanks very much for watching. And yeah, hot bath time, rest the neck.